What's up, viewers and listeners? My name is Jay. I'm a registered nutritionist based here in Bristol, working with BJJ enthusiasts across the globe, helping Jiu-Jitsu practitioners perform to their best ability on the mat, whilst making sure they're not doing anything stupid with their weight cuts. On today's episode, we had a double whammy. We had Wayne Samways and Lewis Long, both are black belts who run and own the Mat Academy based in Wales. Both have competed at the biggest shows in Europe and the UK, with both recently competing on Polaris. Now, I'll be honest and say this podcast wasn't our normal flow, as both had busy schedules to fit in, but we covered a few interesting topics, like if Lew was actually asleep in his Polaris match, heart attacks before fights, making weight by doing handstands, skin infections, competition mindset, and much more. Thank you for tuning in, and of course, if you're not subscribed, please click that button to turn on post notifications for further content updates. Thank you as always for watching and listening, and let's get into episode 26. Oos. Right, people, just a quick one. Since we started this podcast and the social media pages over 6 months ago, we have not advertised once to say we are open for business. But Jay, surely you're just a podcast. Well, technically, no. We are a nutrition consultancy first, podcast and social media platform second. So with that being said, we are looking to work with some jiu-jitsu people. Then if any of these apply to you, then we want to speak to you. Do you do jiu-jitsu and breathe air? Then we want to work with you. No, it's not as bad as that, I promise. But are you someone who wants to improve their performance on the mat? Drop down a weight category without having to starve themselves or be concerned about being in the wrong category and fighting people twice your size, right? Maybe you want to go up a weight category but struggle to put on weight. Or you just simply want one of the best jiu-jitsu nutritionist in your corner. Not a bodybuilder, not some PT, right? And not some online coach who lost weight themselves. A real qualified nutritionist who understands the jiu-jitsu process, making sure you are doing everything you should be correctly. So if any of those applies, then here we are. We have already helped people from hobbyists to people doing their first competition, to IBJJF Worlds, to the biggest shows in Europe like Grapple Fest. So to get in touch, go to our Instagram page or any other platforms you might follow us on. Drop us a message and we will book you in for a quick chat. Stop wasting time and let's make you into that gorilla you always wanted to be. Right, now you can enjoy the next episode. Oos. Right, guys, welcome to the BJJ Nutrition Podcast. My name is Jay. I'm the host of the BJJ Nutrition Podcast and the BJJ Nutrition Consultancy. I help all jiu-jitsu athletes perform as best they can on the mats whilst not doing anything silly with their weight cuts. Today, on episode 26, I'm joined by guest number 1,
Lewis Long,
and guest number 2,
Wayne Samways.
Guys, thank you very much. We've had a bit of a technical issue, so we've had to share a microphone. So again, Wayne's not just waving a magic wand around or a magic cube. It's just
just go in the middle then.
No, he got his own.
I got my own. It's all good.
Used to batting cocks about it.
It's enough about my personal life.
Yeah,
It's all good, guys.
But yes.
We've tried to get this organised for a few little months now. Eventually, we've got schedules to meet, so we'll do as best we can and make it as efficient, not to interrupt your busy schedules, guys. But again, thanks for coming on here. You've been requested by quite a few people as well, and I have to say, from when I have told people about I'm coming here, they've literally talked about the highest of praises about you guys helping people from a combat level, a personal level. No, trust me, they've all said so many good things about you guys in terms of helping them in their mixed martial arts life, their personal life, all that type of jazz. So
I think with that sort of question is yeah, you're right, because we've always had a very similar ethos, and that's sort of you catch more with honey. So we always look on the side of we try and do our best for people, and we always encourage our students, especially with weight cutting, speak to us. We've done it before, we had to create MMA. They had to make Mat Academy 12, 13, maybe even 14 years ago, and bring in different coaches to make MMA a fight myself. And I had to, I was back then. You were seeing, was it Mike Thingy weight cuts? Mike,
yes,
what's his name?
Dolce. Yep.
Oh, 40-pound weight cut. So he's given me the idea that I could do 40-pound weight cut. And mate, I did 18 pounds in a day. Probably how stupid I was. I went to the deli counter on Wednesday. He had 8 chicken thighs. Yeah. That was my last food or water then for 2 days. Jesus. And cat fucking for the Thursday all day, and then the Friday morning, randomly just straight into this. I kept like £18 in the day. I was still over going up to London.
After that, I bet that was sweat bags on, heating on, all the way up to London.
Said it loads of times, heating on in the car, sweatsuit.
Listen to this, right? This is mental. Do you remember that guy who used to own a nutrition shop?
J-Way.
Yeah, right. It went up with him, he's apparently sponsoring me. And I missed weight by 0.3 of a pound to Ian Entwistle.
Yeah.
I went to the sauna, I looked at him and went, I ain't gonna fucking struggle with you. What happened after was, he said, Jude had to go after missing weight. I was like, all right. Things got messed up. Anyway, went back to the hotel room, was in my hotel room. That fucking JY guy, he's like, do you want a line? I was like, no. No. Then fucking a couple hours later, I thought I was having a heart attack. Because at the time, I had no idea about what temperature...
Was this before or after the line you had the heart attack? This was after 2.
Started replenishing. They came out to my room and gave me an IV rehydration, and it was like blading in serum. I come round straight away. And but a few hours after, I was like, said my mate who come up with me, I was like, hey, you have to phone an ambulance. I'm having a heart attack. I fucking had pleurisy. And I ended up in hospital till 5 in the morning.
And still fought the next day?
I turned up to fight the next day. I was in the queue of fighters. And the doctor goes to me, have you been to hospital? Then did yeah. I still have one of the fucking ECG stickers on. Fucking that Ian Bentwistle didn't show up.
Imagine those little wristbands that you get on your wrist still again. They're patting you down before you get in the cage.
I know, I was like,
or was he there just in his gown with his ass cheeks out?
But yeah, that Ian Anderson didn't turn up.
Oh,
fuck for that. But then Rob Sinclair going, I'll take the fight on short notice. No, maybe. No, I know better than that.
Is it then like, where's that line then? Yeah.
Oh,
but that's the point, guys, and this is what I try and explain, is that you guys as like head coaches of clubs, right, the expectancy of you guys to know fucking everything. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You're a dermatologist for skin infections, right? You're right. You are HR for fucking gym politics, right? You're a manager. You're also a coach. You're a nutritionist all of a sudden because cleaner, yeah.
Cleaners. you stop leaving bottles, clothes, and everything in the gym.
Say about like dermatology, because I suffered so bad with eczema throughout my life until I was about mid-20s.
Yeah.
And I called my stepdad, Andy Duffin-Jones, was a dermatologist.
Yep.
So because I was constantly, basically there's a lack of protein in the skin cells. And,
yep.
They don't bind as well, so you lose moisture.
And it dries everything up. Yeah.
So you've got open pores, you pick up more infections. So I was constantly getting those fucking, they were staph, but they weren't, but yeah, just boils all the time.
Impetigo type thing, yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
No,
most people go, oh, send it to Lew, ask Lew. I've had that. I've had fucking shingles, I was gone blind. Shingles twice.
I think the point I was trying to get across was more the fact that there's an expectancy for you guys to know everything, and from a nutrition aspect, right? You guys only know as much as you've done, right? And it's not as if you've gone to a course to learn something unless you've gone out your way specifically to do that, if that makes sense. And it's just trying to get that support. And I think where you obviously, Mike Dolce, thinking you could do 40 pounds all of a sudden, you've experienced that and gone like, what the fuck? There's just no chance in hell to obviously try and do this, especially with the jiu-jitsu world, because they're now seeing it from like a day before when, and then think like they can do it same day.
I've got a terrible story, right? It's very, I call it terrible because it's just gonna, it might impact a few people around me, right? A kid used to train with us, right? Doesn't train with us anymore, right? For whatever reasons. He competed out in the world and he cut 8 to 10 pounds. 13, 14-year-old kid.
14?
Great mates with his coaches and stuff like that. And I mean, who stopped that? Who, what? Why did he do it? To feel like a fighter?
Yeah.
Like, that could kill you. That could kill you.
100%.
I'm thinking, that might have been me years ago, but the sport has developed so much, and there's people like myself and Wayne, and in most gyms now that have experienced it, and as I said, going from that Dolce lose 40 pounds in 3 days, now to people who know going, you're not doing that, mate. You're so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I got a daft twat. Where's he gone? Yeah.
He's gonna get teeth.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Sorry.
the thing is, from a younger age, especially, it might traumatize them so much and put them off the sport. There's so much I think that could put kids off sport, and especially jiu-jitsu. The thing is, we like you said before, we do care about our students, and we are emotionally involved with our students, and especially the kids. We see the kids grow up. When they grow up, they tend to find other things, They tend to find the girls and stuff, and then they go. Or boys, whatever's your preference.
Dems.
But but they leave. Kids ultimately leave, and stuff like that could make them leave sooner and never come back. But usually they come back.
Even like Will, who just left then.
Yeah.
He goes to me the other day before victory. He goes, I don't really do that weight cut. What do you mean? Oh, you had a bath last night. Why did you do that? Oh, well, I spoke to somebody else. He's like, why didn't you speak to me? I've done it plenty of times. He's like, it's fucking ruined me. It's like, how hot was the bath? How long did you stay in it? Did you submerge yourself fully? What? Yeah. Why haven't you spoken to somebody? Oh, I don't know. It's like,
it's the same thing I hear with all fighters nowadays. Even
some
like the guys and girls I've helped and dealt with so far who still say things these days. I'm like, again, I don't know if you guys do this, please, it's an offence of like, I know better than you in a bit, but like putting salts in the bath and stuff like that, it literally makes no difference.
What does it do?
It makes no difference.
I got phobia. Stuff fighters on about. I cut that part. I can't smell that sweet sweat.
Yeah.
It makes me sick.
It surprised me.
I don't think I've had a bath since.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is again, like seeing all the, I'm out of Bastard, yeah, that's why we're all a bit distant from at the moment. But that's the point, is like there's so much misinformation out there and like crossover from other sports that people see all the time. And again, people don't seem to see the bigger picture, right? Yeah. With Jiu-Jitsu, the reality of you getting a day before weigh-in is very rare, right? Yeah. And that's where you can have the time to rehydrate, refuel, and actually feel somewhat normal, right? And then from there, then do it. But then see same day weigh-in, and you hear stories of people doing it for Worlds, for example, IBJJF stuff, cutting 10 to 15 pounds, and then don't realise that actually this is for the black belt division. They have one match, and then the next day they can refuel and fight the rest of it.
I'll show you my weight cuts, because I implore all my fighters to write everything down, how they feel,
all
what
the
they
information.
Eat, right?
Yeah, it makes a lot of difference.
I try my best to do it for them. But look, it's one of my weight cuts now. So when I was competing years ago for Jiu-Jitsu, I'd go in about 86 to 88, but I'd compete at medium heavy. Yep. But I sweat a pound every 10 minutes, so I do hour yoga, and I'd be off. But you see here, like 182 pound, 2 days out, 182 pound, one day out. But then you see like 4 week at 182, 1 hour mess around like in the sauna suit, 1 hour,
way more.
182, 176, more than weight, 174, and just you can see how it's a 12-minute jog, because there's
the good thing about it is that you've done this so many times that you've got, like to a T what's happening. And the problem is you're getting kids who go like, oh, right, cool, yeah. It's again a good example. So a guy called Hillbilly Hammer, Jacob Couch, right? He ended up getting the nod to go and do like grand total prize in jiu-jitsu against some of the biggest names out there, right? And it's something like 15, I can't remember how much, it was like $20,000 on the line, right? He ended up shifting, I think it was something like 34 pounds in 3 days. And like afterwards, they're all getting IVs and all this type of stuff. And he said to me, I met him at Grapple Fest, that he saw when he was going to get an IV, because they had it on Flow, like all the TV series about it. He said, as I was walking in, the Rotolo brothers were walking back out, and I was like, so is this the conception that none of us know, that they're all getting IVs to feel better afterwards? Yet, so the average kid who's going to his local All-Stars competition. He's then thinking, well, I could do this, right? This is fine. And then it puts him off the sport. And now, I'm not saying like it's the be-all and end-all, because, hey, this is a hobbyist sport. Do you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. It's not as if it's the world's, right, type of stuff. But it all comes from the top down. Do you know what I mean? And then if it's not supported well.
Just a guy. All right, you'd be doing that. What weight's like grapple at? What weight you now? I don't know. I was thinking about this category. Why? What weight you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
What weight should I compete at? What do you weigh? I don't know. Well, I don't know.
I get this message sent to me all the time, like, what should I compete at? I'm like, well, how tall are you? Like, don't get me wrong, if you're 5'1" and 130 kilograms,
Until a certain level in jiu-jitsu, I think you should always sort of compete at your own sort of walking round weight. You know, this at the lower level of jiu-jitsu, there's so much things that will diminish your performance, especially if you're not used to competing, that will sort of chip away at it. Like I say to everyone, it's like, you're a 4-tag white belt. It's your time to shine. Yeah? You've got them 4 tags.
Go get 'em, boy.
But then you've waited till your 4 tags, till your time to shine, to compete. But then all of a sudden, you haven't slept the weight the night before. Bang! That's a tag off. You've worried about your weight all week. You haven't eaten correctly. Bang! That's another tag off. You don't know the procedure when you turn up to a competition. Bang! That's another tag off. Then you're going in and you're competing like a 1-tag white belt because you've had all these diminishing factors.
I like that.
So you got that, but then maybe when you're a 1-tag white belt, you're like, oh, I'll do a competition. So then you're a 1-tag white belt. You haven't slept the night before. Don't matter. You're a 1-tag white belt. You can't take any tags off. Well, you maybe go to no tag. You know what I mean? But you just stay. You're a 1-tag white belt. You haven't slept for the night before. 1-tag white belt. You haven't eaten properly all week. 1-tag white belt. So therefore, you compete like the 1-tag white belt you are.
A quick word about one of our sponsors, Grapplers Soap. The team wanted to find, right, the best possible defense against skin infections, which normally we get from each other or off the mat. This, in turn, led Dan and the team into researching more about soaps and essential oils, which turns out has been used for thousands of years, actually, as a natural defense against infection during the plague. Slightly twisted story here, but grave robbers in England knew of the power of essential oils and smothered themselves in it before exhuming and stealing corpses. Useless fact of the day for you there. But Dan and the team had tried several soaps before, but none of them just simply wowed them. So he started to make his own. Months more research, trial and error led to finally this golden nugget, Grapplers Soap, which you'll be pleased to know the recipe is CPR registered and approved by pharmacists. The use of a specific method to lock in the amazing natural smell, no cheap fragrances used here, which means the soap and use smell great and stand the best chance of staying healthy. Although the soap was developed for grapplers alike, it is now widely being used by non-grapplers, and Dan is always delighted to hear from customers about how it's cleared up dry and itchy skin, or relieved eczema, or just simply made you feel awesome. The smell alone has been a massive hit with men and women alike. So enough waffle for now. Go and get yourself some now at www.mrbassets.com, or go check out their Instagram page for some very funny memes at Grapplers Soap. Thank you, guys. Likewise, on top of that, you then got to put the nerves of that 1-tag white belt on top
exactly.
of it. You've then just gone down to like a half a tag.
But then that 1-tag white belt comes up to 4 stripes. He knows he's not going to sleep the night before, so you've sort of factored in for that. You've got to accept the fact you're going to be thoroughly rested rather than sleeping. Yeah. It's like you're lying there, you're awake, and you're thinking, right, if I go to sleep now, I've got 6 hours. If I go to sleep now, you've got 5. So as soon as you accept the fact you're not going to sleep, you're just thoroughly resting your body. That kind of helps me. So then all of a sudden, that's fine. You don't diminish your performance. You know, last time, I had a chicken salad all week and made weight. That's a less worrying factor. So that's our tag gone. Then
had a chicken salad.
I don't eat meat, mate.
I know, but you don't eat fucking salad either, do you?
you fully plant-based, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. We'll talk about it in a bit.
But then all of a sudden you're competing like the 4-tag white belt you are.
It's an interesting. So we've done some research, right, on a lot of local, like small competitions, like Bristol Pro, Somerset Open, all this type of stuff, right. And we've looked at the averages of what people are actually weighing at. So once the competition's finished, they put the weights of what people are weighed in at, right. On average, people underweigh by 1.7 kilograms. Yeah. Yeah. So you then start doing the math of, let's say, I don't know, you're concerned about being 85 or let's say 91. I think it was what we were talking earlier, right. Then if you're slap bang in the middle at 87, right, and you're worried about, should I cut the weight down to 85 and really struggle about it, if you then do the math from the opposite one, so 91.4, we take away that 1.7, that's then 89, 90, right? You then eat a bit more at 87, that means you make sure 88, then a little bit less stress, better sleep. Are you going to worry about 2 fucking kilograms with someone? Yeah? Like, you're not going to, like, I'm sure neither of you guys are this, but I'm not going to go around this room here and like not know anybody and go, how much do you weigh? Oh, you're 2 grams? I'm not rolling with you. Do you know what I mean? And I'm now more fueled, better hydrated, not have to worry about the whole week and just go and smash it, like just enjoy it.
Have you ever heard that a handstand will make you weigh less?
No, I've not.
Have you heard that story?
Do you weigh more with an erection?
You weigh more. I don't actually know.
I asked my mum that question.
She did.
Did she talk from experience with this one? Or?
No, but
In her mouth.
listen to this now. This is a nice one.
Anything else you don't want to talk about?
This is a story about an old school competition.
Yeah.
And this guy said this to me, and he was deadly serious. He said, "Do you know if you do a handstand, you come back and you weigh less?" I said, "What are you on about?" I'm going to name him. Kai Mabry. What are you on about?
No, wait, Lockett did it when the boys reached. He did do it. He was right.
Fuck off. Are you serious? Like what?
Serious.
Well, this is my theory.
I mean,
This is my theory.
All right, I want to look into this.
I said to him, I said,
get the scales. Can you do
they
it?
done it.
Who can
He
do a
had him
handstand?
he had him do a handstand on up against the wall. He said, "Go over there." He said, "Do an handstand on that wall for 2 minutes and come back and you'll drop the 0.2 and you'll make weight."
You sweat your bollocks all over covering a handstand for 2 minutes.
So my theory is he's just keeping his brain busy. He's gone over there. He thinks doing handstand, so he's gone to scales. Onto the scales. Went on to him. I said, "I bet you'll make weight after doing this magic handstand."
Yeah,
so then he's gone on the scales and weighed in. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I weighed in." I was like, "Yeah, the handstand done that, but I can't see how."
Do you think that's the Mike Dolce secret? You just pay with the scales for 40
Yeah.
pounds in 3 days.
I mean, what a bad time that was, like, because back in Wales, it was fucking Wild West in terms of MMA.
Yeah.
And people, the fighters are seeing these cuts and thinking it's achievable for them.
Yeah.
And how dangerous it was.
Well, let's take your opinion on this, guys, because obviously we had Volk versus Islam, right? And obviously there's a lot of controversies of like how soon, obviously, Volk took that, yeah? Now, from the dietitian that was working with Volk was obviously a guy called Geordie, so he's the fight dietitian, so he works with a lot of guys, really reputable guy, he's trying to like really push the research and make sure everything's safe. Now, I know how that conversation would have gone. It wouldn't have been Volk calling him and going like, "Hey, do you know if I can make this weight in time in like 10 days type thing?" Right? It'll be like, "Hey, yeah, I've taken this fight, we're making this weight."
Yeah.
And he's in that position to say, "All right, well, I've got to make this as best as I can do," type of thing. But is that most optimal? Now, I appreciate body shapes don't mean anything in terms of like how you perform on the day, but Volk didn't look like his normal self in that match, right? He's taken that shot a few times, and I appreciate obviously there's a bit of a sweet spot where he got kicked type thing that could knock anyone, but it's not as if he's been kicked like that before. And then does that weight cut play a part on it? Because it was 10 days notice to shift a lot.
The thing is, Volk usually fights at the 45, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
I think it's not as big a job, but he's just come off an operation. It's a sort of
Had a new kid, all that type of stuff.
the mentally prepared. He's got a new kid.
New.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't. Well,
Right,
But-
I've been there and done
fighters
it.
fight, don't they?
And like I said, it's hard because you've got such a reputable person trying to help him make weight, and it's the conversation isn't like, if it goes bad, it's like, oh, the dietitian fucked him up, or if it's potentially a death,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, the dietitian. It's not. It's like you have to make weight.
This
You're not eating for 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, but this is the thing. Like I've joked about this with other sort of practitioners, with nutritionists and dietitians type of thing. We said, if you had a phone call from someone, let's just say it's Floyd Mayweather, right? I'm going to give you life-changing money for me to shift 40 pounds in 3 days, right? Now, I know it's not fucking healthy in the slightest bit. If you say no to him, he's just going to find someone else would do.
Yeah.
And then you're talking about life-changing money, right? I don't have to work anymore after that. And it puts you in a really awkward predicament. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you guys having, I don't know, Lou gets the call up to fight, I don't know, Francis Ngannou, let's just say, right? It's going to be life-changing money, yeah, and it's just...
It's
It's a lot of money.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
and it's like...
Talking about this earlier.
like we're not doubting, like I said, like we would all believe in you, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but it's then like, what's the actual outcome of it being good for your reputation going forward? Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, but it's life-changing money. So it puts you in that like awkward situation. Do you know what I mean?
It'd be nice to think about that when you're laying on your nice big rich bed, wouldn't it?
Well, did anything come back about the nutritionist, Volk's nutritionist?
No, Jordan, again, everything was like, Volk couldn't speak highly enough of it and everything, and the protocol which he did, it all seemed sensible and stuff. But again, it's just one of those things like, could it have played a little bit of a factor
Oh,
on it?
100%. I mean, when I've cut weight, when I was cutting to 11 stone, I'm naturally like in between.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not 170 and I'm not 155. Somewhere in between would be lovely. But when I've cut to those weights, mentally, I'm not there either. I've been once, I fought Paul Redmond. Well, I kept that weight, that's how I was talking about. 6 weeks later, I fought in Cage Warriors against Paul Redmond. And I was I hip through him, I was in the DAS in the first 30 seconds, and I can't remember anything of the fight. I don't know, a lovely hip throw, I ended up in the DAS, and I got to the second round, but I had one hand on the rear naked choke he had on me, and the other hand just tapped me. I remember thinking, like, I don't want to be here. I'm just like, and I blame the weight cut that I wasn't. Yeah. I wasn't fighting fit in my mind.
That's the thing with a 99% hobbyist sport that we're in today, right? Minus like the professional, like the invitational, that type of thing. Yeah, kids and like anyone else our age, like you're not making a living off of it. Do you know what I mean? And like you shouldn't have to do that weight cut in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and it should be more. I don't say I want to encourage, especially for a white belt. I always think, look, fight for the weight category. You don't need to make any cuts at all. Yeah, as you mentioned, that good at that four-stripe white belt analogy. Just go and fight for weight category. And maybe there may be a little bit with separate circumstances. You're just on the verge of ultras, right? Yeah. Because as I say to everyone, ultras are just fucking the wild, wild west. You don't know what fucking freak could turn up. Exactly.
It's a great time.
And so, like, all of a sudden, it's ex-rugby league 7-foot player who's like 130 kilograms. You're just like, Jesus Christ, where's this coming from? Then, yeah, maybe you want to try and move down into the super heavy. But
I'm really happy with this sort of what you're saying. Like, then I've been very open about how bad weight cutting is. Yeah. Since I used to do it. Like,
it's not so much weight cutting, is it?
But it's for a hobby.
Extensive weight.
But it's like, as he's saying, it's for a hobbyist.
For a hobbyist, yeah.
And it's like,
definitely.
I said, like, if it's life changing money, you're going to do it no matter what.
Yep.
But hobbyists need to be.
Hobbies, yeah. It just needs to be low pressure, fun. Like.
And people need to remember that it's fun. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be like, oh, I'm fighting this weekend. No, you're not. Yeah. You're having a grapple.
You're going to a leisure centre on the outskirts of Bristol.
To roll around with another man and have a grapple. Don't worry about it.
So the best person I've ever cornered in a grappling match, a guy called Adam Chandler. Shout out to Chandler. But he just smiled all the way through. Just really loved it.
Come on, man.
You're in now, now? Yeah. Give me 2 minutes, bud. All right, bud. Yeah, wicked. But Adam Chandler, he's just smiled all the way through it. He done his best. He didn't win, but he just smiled all the way through. I loved the experience. I really loved it. And it's just, that's everything you want as a coach, really. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Just go out there, do your best, have fun, enjoy the experience. Yeah. I'm sure he'll win. I'm sure he'll win eventually when he competes, if he competes again. But if not, his goal was well and truly achieved just by going out there. He probably proved something to himself. It's like I said, we are people. You know?
Well, I think you guys resonate with that quite well because, again, not to remind you guys of this, you've both had big appearances on big shows recently. They both haven't gone your way and that sort of. And and your responses on social media straight away were just like, right, okay, that's absolutely fine. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. Now, I do have to ask, mate, were you out in a Polaris match at all? Because, like, again, your leg was fucking wiggling away type thing.
My leg was wiggling away because I was off the mat.
Right.
Because I was trying to kick off.
Yeah. The carpet. It was
the carpet, so I was trying to kick off it. Initially, I stopped initially because I thought it was off the mat, and he whacked the guillotine on, and then I realised, it's still going on. I defended, and I started trying to kick off and trap the leg and move, and he was waved off. But if you notice how quick I get up, I wasn't red. My eyes weren't bloodshot. You know, it's all right. I mean,
the camera angle we had from the TV, it was awful because you just basically you couldn't see you, and it was just the leg would just go like this.
I understand. The thing is, I'm more fine with it because what happens if it was the other way?
Yeah.
And I did die.
Yeah.
You know, but again, if you're looking at it as professional,
you knew what you signed up for.
You know, if you know, what does a ref do? I'm not having a slag off a ref or anything like that. Ollie's a lovely guy and an amazing coach and jiu-jitsu player. But, you know, it did look bad from that angle.
I think take a private with Derek Lewis and just remember the thumbs up. I'm okay.
That's it. I mean, like for everything I've done, like I'm looking back and it's nice to be back in the furnace sort of thing.
Yeah.
And competing as much as I am again, because I'm learning loads. Going up to like my opponents after, and saying, well, what did you do there to beat me? Have you trained anything individually to beat me, or can you show me what you tapped me with?
Yeah.
You know, and just.
Oh, you did that with Shane, didn't you, afterwards?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just learning and bringing things back to the collective, you know. it's great, like, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah,
There's one thing you just said to me, which you said to me after the match, which sort of resonates with me. You said when you said that match where you had one on the rear naked choke and your other hand was ready to tap, and that sort of brings it. When you said that just now, I've never heard you say that before, but then what you said to me straight after the Polaris match, which comes back round, you said I was being choked, and you said you lifted your hand up to tap, and then you thought to yourself, if I've got my hand up to tap, I can defend with it. Yeah, I remember you saying that. So that's in effect, you learned that from that Redmond experience. It's all experience. It all comes back.
I thought it was off the mat,
Yeah,
and he went on, and then I went, oh, fucking hell, no.
At least it wasn't ADCC. They would have carried it off the mat and into the crowd. Carry on. That's what
Which would have
normally
been
would
quite.
say.
The thing is, there was pressure from. If you listen to the crowd, as soon as he was in the guillotine, the crowd started shouting, "He's out! He's out! He's out!" And I was like, "He's not. He's looking. He's looking at me."
Someone from, because I remember, I was there, it's like from the left of me shouting, he's out, and I don't know whether we're shouting,
He's out of bounds or he's out cold. Yeah.
I didn't even think that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they mentioned later on the pro card, they said there was a mistake earlier on the preliminary card.
Hey, it happens. Maybe get the rematch.
Who gives a fuck, man? As I said, I learned something again. What I learned mainly was, again, I rushed. My big thing is with everything is I want to get in the battle straight away, which is, if you look back at that me rushing so much there, and I shouldn't have put myself in that position to start with anyway.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a score in the first third, so I don't know how they score it really. And then you look at my match with that guy, how much more patient I was.
Yeah.
You know, you can see like, and this is why.
Yeah,
I'm
because
happy.
you had 3 segments, didn't you? So you had the first one where he pulled guard and you were trying to pass this guard, and it was quite open play. He then stood up because everyone was like, boo, and all that type of stuff, right?
Exactly.
And then I think he went, then you basically engaged with each other, and then that's obviously when it kind of all happened from there. I'm conscious, have you guys both got to make a move in a second already, or have you got more time? Or
I got about 5. Yeah.
you've got 5? That's all right. I'll go through some of the staple questions that we've got then. But at the same time, yeah, all right, Wayne, we'll start with you then. So we normally have 3 staple questions we ask of people, okay? So the first one is, once it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered? Put that up.
Just to be remembered, really, innit?
Yeah.
That's all anyone wants.
Just to be remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remembered. All right, Lou, same to you then. So once it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered?
Fuck, I don't, to be honest with
You don't want to be remembered?
I just thought it sounds really bleak. I fucking leave it go, like, forget about me, fuck off, carry on, grab a pint.
Yeah.
Fucking leave me in the ditch, crack on.
Come for the jits, stayed for the jokes.
Fucking, yeah, just, again, like with that, I say that sounds bleak, but I don't do it for anything. I just do it for,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Nice.
not to be remembered or anything.
Cool. Other
I want to be remembered.
If
I want a
could do
statue.
If I could do it, if I could do anything, it would be haunt this cunt.
Cool. Right. Wayne, we'll go on to the next one for you then, which is, oh my God, I just lost my memory for this one. Which failure do you cherish the most?
Oh, fuck.
So the question was, which failure do you cherish the most? Which failure do you cherish the most?
Fucking marriage to him.
We're doing quite well. We are actually busy.
Yeah, bro, I love life is terrible.
Since he stopped putting out. He's gone right
It's
south.
hard having a kid, mate.
I know. Actually, one.
Yeah.
Jason Bell, English Open.
That was class.
Yeah, no, that was the second one.
All right.
The first one was he just done a business on me, and it's
Yeah.
the first time I've like gone and felt like I hadn't performed. So you're there, and you know you're doing shit, and you're just content with doing shit, just surviving. And then all of a sudden you're like, it's happened, and you're like, but he just, you got to go. You can't wait for stuff to happen. You got to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I was just content with being content with being the nail that didn't break
Yeah.
instead of trying to be the hammer.
Okay.
Hammer time.
I love that. Lou?
I've loved them all. The losses have meant a lot more. I think a lot of fighters and stuff will resonate with this type of thing. Is losses are much more. The highs aren't as high as the low, not as low as the lows. So the lows have always been tough, but they've always taught me things. So I've loved each one of them. Like.
So there's none of them that stand out the most. Then none of them.
There's fucking plenty stand out, and I might knife some of the people if I see them again. But no, but they've all taught me valuable lessons, and I've always been very proud of wherever I've done because I've. I normally do about 8 weeks camp. I always put in 100%. I do as much as I can. And after a loss, I'm always like, well, I put the work in, like.
Yeah.
And that's something. Because someone before, Gary Till was like, why do you seem so happy? I was like, well, I put the work in.
Yeah.
I put the work in. Like, I'm happy with that. I'm proud of myself.
I can handle losing. I can't handle underperforming. If you know you've underperformed, then you're like,
It's interesting. One final sponsor shout out to the team at Inner Chimp. Inner Chimp is a brand name that really speaks to grapplers and fighters, one we can believe and relate to on a personal level. Inner Chimp is simply catchy, right? And with small tweaks can be your general gym wear and casual wear and rash guards like this for men, women and children. Inner Chimp is ethically produced and has turned down cheaper production overseas to ensure this. Understanding we only have one Earth, right, which we need to look after. This is at the forefront of their production decisions, and we want you, our listeners and viewers, to have a sense of accomplishment in knowing that you are doing your part when buying their products. Inner Chimp tees are 100% organic cotton. Their packaging, 80% recycled cardboard, and all of their products are designed to last. Their production and manufacturing is in the UK, trying and aiming to be as eco-friendly as possible, leaving close to zero global footprint. But to put it simply, Inner Chimp has a massive passion for the sport, attention to detail, and our planet in mind, and always at the forefront of your own Inner Chimp. Go check out their website, www.inner-chimp.co.uk, or go check out their Instagram at inner_chimp. Thank you for your time. I normally a lot of my friends are into like football, rugby and stuff like this, and they're avid fans. And I sometimes speak to them, I say to them that if your team lost, is it the fact they got outperformed or did they play shit? And that to me, like...
Yeah, but with teams, they usually blame someone else.
They normally do, and that's why I kind of, like, were they just simply outperformed?
There's only one true excuse for losing, and it's, I was not good enough. It's the hardest excuse to accept. It's the hardest excuse to say, but it's the only valid excuse.
This is a funny one. I thought, only time I've actually just, only time I've been absolutely smoked, as you carry on with that Polaris malarkey.
I was taking a smoke, mate. It happened, but...
I'm not being salty. What's his name? That Marcin Adam Mazinski. I come across him in Polaris Open in a gi, and he bummed me. I mean, there was no underperforming. It was 10 out of 10. He would win every day. I was like, pulled guard, butterfly, leveled me up, took me up, bow and arrow me. I was like.
Thank you for being part of my instructional.
I love being people's highlight reels.
All right, guys. So the other one we do is we ask the previous guests to ask you questions. So we had Dave Weston on the last podcast from Black Country. Jiu-Jitsu, he's a black belt.
What's his name?
Dave Weston. Really nice guy. And he gave us 2 questions. So you can. Who wants the first one? Us.
You'll have the first one.
He'll have the first one, right?
Ladies first.
Ladies first. If you were diagnosed with necrophilia, what celebrity would you dig up first?
I'm going to say Carl Vorderman because I mean she's probably already dead, isn't she?
She's not.
I mean she's
not dead.
No, she's not dead. She's still alive.
Dead,
If you had to bang a dead celebrity, who would you bang?
Freddie Mercury. I don't even go any deeper into that.
Literally.
What
a great question.
What a bleak answer.
Freddie Mercury, didn't see that coming. Oh, him.
Right, Wayne then. One for you then. If you could eliminate any jiu-jitsu team in the world, which one would it be?
I'll gladly admit that one because I don't really know any.
I've worked out well, actually.
You really should answer off me.
No, I wouldn't want to get rid of any jiu-jitsu. I know it's a shit
Come on, Wayne, burn someone.
Cause some drama. We'll
New
cause some
wave.
beef. New wave. Get rid of.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Actually, B team because they're funny. Craig Jones is the man, isn't he?
Yeah. So you want to eliminate Craig Jones?
No,
and
I
the-
wouldn't.
No?
I just because he's funnier than me.
Yeah. Get off the fence.
New wave.
New wave.
It's a lot of talking, man. It's a lot of talking.
Gordon, Brian, that lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of talking.
Yeah.
It's life. Jiu-jitsu should be more about just talking about the techniques, and it's all good.
I'll get rid of elitist jiu-jitsu.
Elitist
No,
jiu-jitsu and elitist.
Elitist jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu as a whole. Love it, guys.
But yeah, it's a lot of talking, not enough doing.
Go on.
Do
All
we
right.
get do we get to ask questions to another person?
Yeah, I'll message you.
Yes.
I'll message you guys later, so you
Yes.
can obviously do that.
I got a question, Jim. If this floor was covered in dicks, how many would you...
Yeah, no question for you. If this floor was covered in dicks, how many would it choke on?
What, after that little roll then, or
No,
like,
if this floor was covered in dicks, how many would it choke on?
how many want to joke on?
Different colours, different sizes, how many would you choke on?
How many?
What? I can't say. Am I rolling in the question? Is it rolling? Or are we like?
No, nothing to do with jiu-jitsu.
penises.
If this floor was full of dicks, how many would it choke on?
Correct ones.
How many would it choke on?
Probably all of them. I've got fuck all grab for you.
People usually say none, and then we say, you must be good at it then. And walk off.
I picked up on it. I love it. Right, we'll ask one more couple one actually quickly before I get you guys going, before we do your grip test. So, what's an unpopular jiu-jitsu opinion that you have? An unpopular jiu-jitsu opinion that you have.
Love jiu-jitsu and it will reward you. That's my thing.
So it's unpopular.
No, it's not. It's just people forget they do love it sometimes, and just they love winning.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu don't work?
Jiu-jitsu doesn't work?
Yeah.
No?
Just stand up.
You sound like Craig Jones, like Sambo doesn't have any jokes in it. So, do you know any Sambo jokes by any chance? Or?
Front deadlock, they do a lot with the head and arm, don't
Yeah,
they?
but that's either judo, wrestling, or jiu-jitsu. There's no Sambo actual moves.
Good point. Well played.
The other question I normally ask is, once you get your win on your next match, what's the post-comp meal normally?
Post-comp meal.
Yes.
Pizza.
Honestly, he's like,
Pizza.
oh, look at me, mate. I can eat loads. You can't eat.
Yeah, I can.
You can't eat.
I beat Lewis Long in a chocolate orange eating competition right here.
Yeah.
And he put a quarter of his in mine.
I did cheat.
I did cheat.
What's your post-comp meal then, Lou? What do you normally go for?
Dicks. A floor full of dicks.
Go for the Freddie Mercury dicks, yeah?
Oh, dusty.
What did you have after that? He's gone really good.
I've gone really professional, which is...
He used to live with a guy called Carl, who's also a black belt now. Shout out to Carl Hawkes. And I remember them when they were on the grub properly. They'd come into training and they'd be like, "Oh, we had 5 cookies last night." And I was like, 5 cookies? Well, like a bag of 5 cookies. And they had 5 packs of 5 cookies.
we used to say they were magic grappling cookies. We used to say it loads, and it was like...
Are these the ones that you made yourself, yeah?
No, they weren't dodgy ones. But everyone used to be like, oh, are they actually...
Yeah.
No, I have granola, manuka honey.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a
Yeah,
post-comp.
no,
You're telling me you've had a scrap with someone, you're having a bowl of granola. and
He's
honey
really
after.
good,
I've
though.
been weird recently. I mean, I might have grown up, or it might be my son that's fucking ruined my life. No,
Major life.
Changed
made
your
my
life,
life. Yeah. To be fair, with him and the dog, I don't get fucking a chance.
Guys, right. Any questions for me at all? I appreciate your short time.
If
with
this
one.
floor was full of dicks,
Guys,
Okay,
thank
would
you.
If you were cutting weight for 9 a.m. weigh-in,
Yep.
and say you had 10 pounds to lose, would you do it the night before, the morning, or half and half?
Probably 50-50.
Why?
Why? Because I want to take as least amount of time being dehydrated.
Would you work it off, or would you heat?
So I normally do a mixture of both. So if I was going to do the bit the night before, we want some like basic sort of movements. So a good one from Geordie, the fight dietitian, you got Leon Edwards in a sweatsuit, and they'll just pass in a rugby ball around.
Yeah.
So like really basic stuff.
Mine's
nothing-
dancing.
Oh, perfect. Get on the fucking quick dance. And then from there, it's then the hardest stuff kind of comes more towards the morning. And then it depends about what time they're fighting. They're fighting at lunchtime. I'm not going to get someone to do that, ideally.
This is my spoon. He's got a hand, foot, and mouth. So watch out for him if he comes near you or your kids. Say hello.
kids wreck lives.
There we go. Guys, that's it. We're going to wrap that one up. Thanks. Appreciate it, dude. Oh, nice to squeeze me in, and I appreciate it. It was a...
Let's do his fucking grip thing.
Yeah.
Get ready. We're late.
Like,